Alright, how you doing everybody? So we're going to start the process of building out this Fender 59 Bassman. And some things I didn't want to do on camera because it's boring was put in the transformer. This is the transformer that was in the Bogan amp that I originally started. And then over here you have a choke, and that's required for this amp. And then this is an output transformer, 2 ohm, which is what the 59 Bassman's had. Let me flip this over, show the underside, and I'm going to do just a couple of things today, which I'll document through filming this. Be right back. Okay, so there's the underside with the output transformer. Here's the choke, and this is the transformer. This is the output transformer right here. So you'll see I've got grommets installed here in all the holes. This is where the capacitors are going to run through. They go on top. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put in the indicator light and the fuse holder and the 2 power switches and the standby switch. So let me get the tripod and we'll get that set up. Be right back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to install is the indicator light. You'll see that there's a little holder here, holds a bayonet bulb, and there's a little bit of a cowl, I guess you'd call that goes there, and then this screw secures it in. Now we're going to install this so these 2 tabs are facing up so that when I do the wiring from the 6.3 volt rail, they're easily accessible. So we're going to take this and we're going to stick this through here like that, and we're going to take this nut and we're going to put that on. These things are always a little challenging because there's not much room in there. Let's try again. Plus my fingers are getting old. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to hand tighten that for now. And then what in the front is this jewel, but there's a bulb that goes in there first, so I'm not going to put that in yet. I'm just going to loosely put it in there so it doesn't get lost. So looking at this, you'll see that there's a jewel in there now. Okay? Alright, next thing we're going to put in is the fuse holder. Okay, and this is a standard fuse. You'll see there's 2 connections, 1, 2, and again we're going to have this face up. This particular amp has a 3 amp fuse. Okay, and we're going to put that through the hole, and then we're going to secure it with a nut. So let me get the nut here. Rookie mistake, the nut was right here, attached to the fuse holder. Okay, so we're going to take this nut off. There's a washer. I'm going to leave the washer on there, it's a rubber washer. And we're going to put this through here. And you'll see that it sits right above the transformer. And again, we're going to leave these connection points right here up at the top. And again, I'm going to just hand tighten this for now. And then we'll put this cover back in so we don't lose it. Okay. So now we have our fuse, our indicator light. The next thing we're going to put in is the power switch and the standby switch. And the standby switch on an amp basically keeps the heaters of the tubes hot, but it doesn't pull full power from the tubes. And we'll go through that when we do the schematic. And you'll see here on the switches there's a little slot here. I'm not sure if you could see that, but the slot lines up with a little nub that's right here. And of course the slot goes down like this. And of course these connections will stay up. Alright? So so we're going to put this washer on here. And we've got a nut to put on here. And then we have this decorative nut which holds the other nut in place. You don't want these things spinning around, obviously. Okay? And then we'll do the second one. Second one's right here. Okay? Again, this will come through like this. We're going to put this washer, this nut, alright, I've got these two installed, but I want to show you something. One is a standby, I don't know if you can see that, one's standby, one's on-off. And I think I've got them in backwards, so I would expect the on-off to have the two point-to-point connections, and I would expect the standby to have 3 connections. And it appears as if I have those backwards. So we're just going to reverse these. Simple. So let me go do that off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll continue. I'll be right back. Okay, so just looking at this from the front, we've got our jewel right here. And then we have our standby switch. And we have our on-off switch. And we have our fuse holder. Now, these amps used to have a ground lift right here. I'll probably just put a dummy switch in there to make it look authentic. Don't really need a ground lift anymore these days. This is going to be a 3-prong cord anyway, so I'll worry about that later. But this is the start. So what the plan is going to be, when I get the rest of the parts, I haven't gotten the tube sockets yet, so we're going to put the 2 tubes in, tube sockets for the rectifier, and then for the outputs. And then I've got the 12AT7s and the 12AX7s that I need to put in here. And then these are for the speaker outputs, right? So the combo amp has 4 outputs, it's 4 speakers. And they actually supply RCA jacks that plug the speakers in. This is for the power cord right here. And then the task is, after these tube sockets are installed, is to connect the transformer, the filaments, and then to populate the turret board. And once what you do is you populate this turret board right here like this. You get everything connected, including the wires that go off to the on-off switches and the volume knobs and everything. And then you take this board and you just kind of drop it in, and you connect it with the short wire. So that's where we are. So it's just a question of getting all this stuff installed. That's it for now. This is Ron.